Hey, I'm Charles with Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and today we've got our 2022 KLR650 in the shop, and we're going to show you how to install a Tusk Fender Eliminator kit on your KLR. Now this is a simple process to do, and the Tusk Fender Eliminator kit keeps everything tucked up and out of the way. That's great for off-roading, and it looks way better than the stock bulky rear fender. So again, it's simple to do, but you do want to refer to the instructions that come with the kit. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. The tools you need to get this job done are some side cutters, we've got scissors, safety glasses, we've got wire strippers, a number 2 Phillips screwdriver, and then you're going to need 4 and 6 millimeter Allens. We've got 8 and 10 millimeter sockets and a heat gun. Right here we have the parts that are included in the Tusk Fender Eliminator kit. So that's your brackets, you have all the necessary hardware, license plate light, and even a zip tie. Now, if you need this kit, click the link in the description below. To start out, we're going to remove the lid for the storage box and the top rack. Then you can remove your grab handles and seat. So it's just these 3 bolts, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Next, we have our side covers. So there's a bolt here, here, and here. And these have a little spacer in there, so if that falls out, be aware of it. And the right side panel, you're just going to slide it back just a little bit and it should pop out. Now for the left cover, you've got 4 screws going into it. So one here, here, and then right here and here. And then you also have a little plastic tab going in a rubber grommet right underneath here. So once the screws are out, you can pull the tab out and you should be free. Now in the storage compartment, we're going to use a 10 millimeter socket to loosen up these 2 bolts in there. And from here we can remove the top of the rear fender. Now we're going to disconnect our electrical connections. So we've got our tail light. We're just going to press down on the tab, pull that connector apart, and we've got the license plate light. Same thing, push down on the tab. And then we've got 3 ties holding down the wiring. So we're going to free those up. Free up the wiring. And then there's 4 bolts that are holding your fender on. So we're going to go ahead and take those out, and then you can pull the fender assembly out. On the bottom of the fender, we're going to remove the 4 screws holding this protective cover in place. And then we've got the 2 bolts. We'll take those off and then we can remove this plastic cover. After that, we're going to remove the tail light. So we just need to use our 4mm Allen, take out these screws. There's a little collar right there. We're going to take that out as well. After that, you want to remove both of these grommets. So we're just going to push those through. Now I'm also going to remove that license plate light. It's not absolutely necessary, but it will make a later step easier. And on ours, we don't have a bracket right here, but some of them are going to have a bracket going all the way across. Next, we can start installing things onto our Tusk Fender Eliminator bracket. So we'll start with these grommets and the tail light assembly. And if you're having a hard time putting these in, you can also use some silicone spray on these to help push them through. Now we'll set the tail light in place. These little tabs, they're going to face towards the bottom. And as we assemble this, we're just using the OEM or the original hardware that we previously removed. So now for the license plate light, I'm going to back off the nut, remove this washer. And then what we're going to do is take the supplied spacer. We're going to install that onto our light. Flip the bracket over. We'll go through that hole. Then reinstall the washer and nut. Adjust the light where you want it and snug that nut down. After that, we need to route our wires. So there's these 2 cutouts. We're going to go through this side. Route those wires up, and then you don't want to pull on that end very tight. You want to leave a little slack. So we're going to pull that back just a little bit, and we're going to use the supplied zip tie and tie these wires to the bracket. Now we can bring the assembly over to the machine. Now to install the bracket onto the bike, we're going to use the original mounting locations, but what you need to know is in the back, we're using the 20mm bolts. We're going to go up through there, and then the nylock nuts are going to go on top. Once those are in place and fully tightened down, you're going to take the M6 by 25mm bolts with the washer, and you're going to have a piece of plastic. You'll feed the bolt through this and your bracket, and then again, the nylock nut will be on top. So we're just going to route these wires going through that same location we removed them from. We'll just let them hang out there while we install the hardware. So those bolts are tight. Now we're going to install the plastic underneath. So right here we have the wires coming from our license plate light, and these are the stock ones. So what we need to do is just leave a little bit of extra length from this connector we're going to use. We're going to chop this off. Then you want to trim back this cover just a little bit. And we'll strip the ends of the wire. And then I'm going to lay these other wires about where they're going to go. We just need to make sure that we leave enough length so it's not too short. So I'm going to trim these just so they're a little long. And now we can use our butt connectors. We're going to connect black to black and red to red. We'll crimp those in place, and then we're going to use a heat gun for the heat shrink tubing. Now we can make our connections. Make sure the plugs are clipped in all the way. Once you've made your connections, it's a good idea to turn your key on. Just make sure your lights work. And once you've done that, you can route up your wiring. So we're looking good. We're going to go ahead and tie down our wiring. And then from here, we just need to reinstall everything. So we're putting the top section of the fender on, then we're going to move on to the side panels, the grab handles. We'll get our seat installed, and then we're going to install our license plate holder. That's all there is to installing the Tusk Fender Eliminator kit on your KLR650. If you have any questions about the install process, leave those down in the comments below. And if you're just checking this out, seeing what it takes to complete the process, and you need to pick one of these up, go do that on our website. Orders over $75 qualify for free shipping. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. I'm Charles with Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Thanks for watching.